Hello, me again. So it is Saturday the 29th of November. This is like day 8 or 7 of my trip to Japan. Still in Tokyo. I think I'm just a little bit away from Shibuya, which is where we're staying. I'm walking down some quiet streets at the moment. I'm actually on my way to a chakai, which in Japanese means a tea ceremony. So I've not been to one of these ever before, so that's really cool. I was supposed to go with the group, but I was a bit late getting ready this morning. It's fine, we're all going to meet at the same place. And we're doing it in 3 batches, because there's like 45 of us, so we're not all going to be doing the tea ceremony together. A bunch of guys are doing a sumo class this morning. The sumo experience, as it's called. I know, why didn't I go along with it? I was going to, but it was $200 extra on top, and I just thought, I don't know if I really want to spend that much. I'm sure it would be a great experience, and you know what, if I come to Japan again, maybe I'll do that next time. So it's about a kilometer walk. I think I'm halfway there now, and yeah, I decided to choose the quiet route because I thought there'd be more things to see, but it looks like I'm walking down a residential sort of area. I need to check where I am. Good old trusty Google Maps. Now I've heard, and I could be wrong, but I've heard that Google Maps is not always the best to use in Japan. It's better to use Apple Maps. Apple Maps apparently has less, I think I turn here, Apple Maps has less in it, and it's not as cluttered as Google Maps. But you know what, Google Maps has worked, it just doesn't always show me the correct location or the correct direction of where I'm supposed to go, so that's the only thing that I have, the only issue I have. And I thought since it's quiet, I'll just talk for a little while whilst recording. So some people, I don't even know how many people are even going to watch this video, but if anybody is watching this, if they want to know how I sort of learned Japanese. Now first of all, I'm not fluent, I'm sort of intermediate, lower intermediate level, let's say, in Japanese. I can read the 2 alphabets, there's hiragana and katakana. I have a basic understanding of kanji, which are the Chinese symbols used in the Japanese language. I know probably about maybe 300 to 400, and in order to be able to read a newspaper or to be able to comfortably understand written Japanese, you need to know at least maybe 2,000. That's generally how many you need to know. The average Japanese person probably knows upwards of 3,000. It's just like any language, like how many words do you know in the English language? It's hard to say. I don't know how many words I know in the English language. I'm sure I could work it out, but I'm not going to. Anyhow, so where do I go from here? Oh, I'm almost there now, actually. Almost there. So my first sort of exposure to Japanese came from video games, such as Tekken. In Tekken, they say stuff like koi, which means let's go, or like come on, or ikuyo, which means let's go, or matteiru, which means I'll get you for this, or I'm waiting for you. Or sometimes if your opponent sees you, they'll say something like kisamaka, which means ugh, it's you. Now those are very, very rude forms of the language. You would never say kisama to, probably you wouldn't say that to your friend, but you'd say that to someone that you didn't like. You certainly wouldn't say that to a family member unless you really hated them. It's something you'd probably say to your enemy. So that's where I kind of learned the odd word. And then also Kill Bill Volume 1, which is my favourite film of all time. That movie is where I learned phrases like domo, arigato, and wakata, and again, ikuyo. But I never had any formal Japanese lessons or training. And then I first got sort of more exposure to Japanese when I started university. Like most of my friends studied Japanese at university as one of their main subjects. And so through sort of diffusion, osmosis, whatever, I absorbed bits, and some of they taught me bits as well. So like my friend Laurie, I hope he doesn't mind that I'm mentioning him in this video, he actually taught me several phrases, and he also taught me a little bit of hiragana and a few kanji here and there, although I didn't know, I recognized some kanji before, but he taught me a little bit. I mean, what can I say, he forced me. I'm joking, he didn't actually force me. I spent a lot of time at his flat, especially in first year of uni, so that's why, that's how I managed to learn some, oh goodness, I'm going the wrong way, it's alright. Okay, I think I can cross here, and then I can go. So he taught me several bits of Japanese, and I just learned here and there, and I learned a few phrases. I remember we were en route to Paris, and he taught me how to say, I want something, or I have something. I don't know why, but he just taught me that. Although to be fair, I did teach him a little bit of Spanish because I was learning Spanish at the time, so maybe it was just a fair trade agreement. Then I did my third year of university, and that was my year abroad, or like my time spent abroad, because I studied French and German. So I spent about a semester in France studying at the university there, Université Aix-Marseille, dans le sud de France. So, and over there I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if they offer Japanese anywhere, because they offer a lot of languages at the university, including things like Korean, Armenian, Hindi, really random languages that you wouldn't find at a British university. You really would not. Very rarely would you find those. So I thought, if my university are okay with it, and if I can, then maybe I'll do a bit of Japanese. Look at the view here from the top of this hill. Like, that's pretty cool, huh? Anyway, people thought I was crazy because the last classes, the medium of language instruction was French, not English. There were tiny bits of English, but not a lot. It was French. So and French is a foreign language for me. For me, French is like a third or fourth language. That doesn't mean that I speak lots of languages fluently. I'm just saying it's the third language I've tried to learn. People thought I was mental for learning a language, especially as difficult as Japanese, in French. Even some of my university teachers from back home in England thought, why did you do that? First of all, I regret about 90% of the decisions that I make. This is not one of them. This is one of the 10% that I'm so glad that I did. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was a bit of a challenge at times, but I genuinely liked it. I actually looked forward to going to these classes, more so than any other university class in my entire time of studying, right? Where am I? Almost there. Almost there. What the hell? Ugh, annoying. Hold on. I'm literally a minute away. That's fine. I think we're at the corner of the park now anyway. Funnily enough, believe it or not, it helped me improve my French. I know it's weird, I don't know, I'm sure there's some kind of psychology or science behind it, but I had to really pay attention, and there were certain words and phrases that the teacher said during the lessons that I thought, oh, that's how you express that in French. So I'd even make a note of those on my notes, on my Japanese notes. I still have all of those notes to this day, and in fact, when I was preparing to come on this trip, I actually found all of those notes and I actually studied them, and I'm so glad that I kept them, because for the past 9 years, I just neglected learning any languages. I just neglected studying Japanese, and all my stuff was just laying in my room, just collecting dust, really. So honestly, I'm so glad that I did it, because that was like my first sort of real proper classes, and sort of got me learning and understanding Japanese in a really proper, good way. So, and then when I finally got back to my British university and started the final year of my degree, I actually continued doing Japanese classes on Monday evening, and I learnt and I built upon that. Since then, I've learnt more, since like the last few months, picked up things either just on my own. I've also used audiobooks, notes, free resources I found online. Again, I'm not fluent, it's not something that I wouldn't be able to have like a full-on conversation. Like our group leader she's fluent in Japanese, even though she's not Japanese herself. I'm not at her level. But I think she's dedicated way more time and effort to her learning. Although I will admit, there was a time that she was speaking to one of our Japanese guides about a certain topic, and funnily enough, I was able to actually understand what she was saying. Not fully word for word, but I was kind of surprised. And then when I went to Kyoto earlier to this trip, and I even managed to order a drink and speak to the barista staff pretty much fully in Japanese, and ask, did I get that on video? I think I did. Again, it wasn't perfect, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm literally not. I'm just saying what happened. So, and I do feel like I've actually gotten almost extra special treatment from some people here because I've spoken in Japanese to them. And you know what, honestly, this goes out to my British people in particular. Please, just learn a bit of the language wherever you're going. Even if you just learn 5 or 6 words, less than 10 words. Even if it's just hello and thank you and goodbye, or can I have the bill, please? Because the amount of Brits who go abroad and they don't even learn any words. Like, they go to Spain, they live there, and they don't even speak a word of Spanish. And Spanish is not even that difficult to learn. It gets more difficult as you learn it, but again, it's not like you're learning Finnish or Japanese or Chinese. And in my opinion, Japanese is not difficult, it's just there's a lot. There is a lot, and it's a process. It's probably not something you can learn well, maybe you could learn it in a year, potentially, depending on how you did it. So that's my story about Japanese language. I've arrived at the park. I need to find exactly where this tea ceremony is happening, because I need to meet up with the rest of my tour group. That was a nice walk, even though it wasn't anything exciting. I'm in a very residential area. I'm in the park now, Sukigari Park, I think this is called. Hold up. You have arrived at your destination. Yes, Sugekari Park. Sugekari Koen, as they call it in Japanese. Anyway, I'm going to find the rest of my group, and then we'll go to the Chakai, and we'll see where that leads us after that. And then I think we're going to have a bento lunch, and then I think we're also going to go shopping. Kaimono suru. Shopping suru. Okay. じゃあ、また会いましょうね。
So usually we start with a bow, and if you feel okay, it's not a type of worship. It's not like a roku or sujud. It's just a type of showing gratitude and respect for each other. Then we'll start. Here you see all the things to be used today. These parts where we're cleaning or purifying things. It always makes me question myself, like, why do the Japanese always have this stage of purifying things? These things are all clean. Why do we do these things? And I also question me, like, why do we make wudu? Although we're clean, our face, our hands are clean. When we make salah, we have to make wudu. Why do we do that? And why is it safe here? Like, So may I have your name today? Anissa. Anissa, thank you. So today you're our main guest, and you're all free to talk together. But Sister Anissa is going to be the main guest today. And you can ask me any questions or any reflections or anything you want to ask me.
I don't think everyone was here, but can you talk about how you started this?
Yes.
With Islam?
With Islam? Yeah, that's a good question. When did I start? As I mentioned before, like, this thing makes me comfortable. It makes me relax. But I couldn't find that in Islam because I didn't understand well. But I knew that Islam also offers that. But why do I not see that? Maybe because I lack an understanding. So there was always a conflict in myself, like, this thing is comfortable in me, but when I go to a masjid, it's not comfortable. What should I do? And I had these tourists from other countries come to Japan and say that Japanese are Muslims, or they look like Muslims, they're living like Muslims. Some even say that they're better than me in akhlaq and the teaching of Sunnah, the Hadith. Japanese are doing it, they say it. And that amazed me, like, what? We're doing something good? Back then I didn't know about Islam. So I was like, okay, Islam is saying something also good, which I have to learn. And Japan also has some of it. Not maybe all, but some of it. Then why don't we keep that? Like, if there's anything good in it, which is Islam, the Quran is a Furqan. And we know what is good and what is bad. So yeah, that itself was my start, I guess. Yeah. You know, I really think that the Greeks, they had a lot of good tradition, but many historians they say that without Islam, Aristotle or Plato is not here, right? And I think the Muslims in Japan, or you people here, if you say that Japan has something similar to Islam, why don't we keep it? So that's made me want to start this tea ceremony because it offers many things, and I think that's what used to be in time of Sahaba or any time before, but we might be losing something. So maybe we could have some hints or things, because we lost many things with the Western tradition, Westernization. So we might bring back something as a hint from here. I don't know, that's just my idea. You can please feel free to criticize me, like I'm in my small bubble and I have to learn more. Sorry, please everyone have your okashi. Yes. Please open and pass it to the next person. And today we prepared for you kuri habutai, which is, you can have it. Yes. How do you like
What
it?
is it? Very good.
Yay.
And what is it?
So the surrounding one is, as you know, mochi, but it's a special mochi from Ishikawa Prefecture in northern Japan called habutai mochi. And inside, anyone knows? Any guess? What's inside?
Is it the same for the first group?
Yes. Of course.
I remembered it.
I remember it.
Is it usually the specific
No,
sweet?
it's usually depend on season because, as you know, we have 4 seasons, right? And we love it. I don't know why, like Japanese, we love to appreciate the season. What you see behind you, the flowers, it's autumn flowers. What you have in your mouth right now is an autumn flavor, which only comes in autumn season, chestnut. Right. And I think like this is also a type of shukur, like, shukur means to be appreciating while, like, to be also using things, So like, we're also using these things and enjoying it and praising it. And I think that's also a type of shukr, like, to the season. Because Allah, I don't know why Allah is doing it, but He's changing all these. He created these 4 seasons and He made this change in purpose, so we can appreciate it. It's a very thick one, slimy one, like pudding, or like porridge. And for that one, it's very different. But for this one, it's more relaxed, but also we can talk. It's more enjoyable. But for the other one, it's more strict, and no one talks at all.
And when is that one done versus this one? Where are the different ceremonies?
Yes. So this is like more relaxed one, but like when you have that one is not done by many have that close relationship together, and it's quite silent and it's quite pressured, high pressured. So only those who have good relationship together can do that and can relax in that moment. So if you have that relationship, you do these things.
I just have a comment to make that this reminds me, not exactly, I grew up in Pakistan. When I was growing up, in the evening, everybody, people in Pakistan, they used to have tea, afternoon tea, and the whole family sat together.
It might be a bit strong to you, but it's a medicine for, like it was introduced to Japan, as I mentioned before. It was mentioned that, I don't know, true or not, but we say that it's a medicine of heart and pun. So, please. Usually, like, if you're a Muslim, like,
Extra.
Hands up, please, cutlery.
Traditional bench.
Hands up.
Traditional Japanese room.
With him, Akira. So today, let's enjoy Aikido. それでは、まずはね、お茶もおやりになったんで分かると思いますけども、まずね、お辞儀から始まるとね、ちょっと言った方がいいかな。
As we know from the tea, it's not for everyone, but if you wish to do, in every martial arts and everything, we start from the bell and we finish by the bell. It's like an engine, start button.
もちろんそれは日本の伝統に基づいて、 ね、ブディズムであったり、神道イズムであったり、そういうものの伝統的な修行法を通じて自分の心を鍛えたということです。
Throughout the tradition in Japan, he tried to find the way to do tazkiyah for the nafs, and he did all these actions he could find.
そして昭和という新しい時代に Right and left 大丈夫大丈夫、もう無理しないでよね。はい、 Yeah, that's it. Left and right. Wow. ね、もう全然雰囲気が変わる。
You look amazing.
How do I explain? Because in Solari,
そしたらですね、ちょっと向こうを向いてこう立っていただいてよろしいでしょうか。ね、ちょっとね、私大変申し訳ないがこうやって押しますので、ちょっと頑張っていただいてよろしいですか。彼日本語わかってる。
Do you not understand Japanese?
いや、それ
But you try to defend yourself.
ね、ただ勝ち負けじゃないんで、
It's not about winning or losing.
ね、ちょっとexcuse me、はい。
Try to be stable.
Okay, very good, very good。もうちょっとこう体を固めてみようかな。
Can you whole body?
ね、okay。もう一回。Excellent, excellent。ね、very strong。Okay。じゃあ同じ力で立て
The same way, don't change your power. Same way you stand.
私は一つだけ条件を変えます。
Only one thing, since it's going to change.
Okay。この He changed the balance. Do you know? じゃあこっちから行こうか、こっちから行こうか。もう一回。excuse me。ね、これでぐっと押すでしょ。この感じ。Keep it is very strong。ね、and then keep same power, not just one wind。ほい。いいですか？ほい。彼、リルベこうなんか、リルベちょっとチェンジ。わかる？わかる？じゃあもうちょっと足縮めてもいい。足縮めても。
Your legs a bit small.
He's very too strong。ね、だからもうちょっと力入れてみる。
You're too strong, so maybe to be easy.
この感じ。OK、これ、こうでね。セームパワーはわかるね、この感じね。One more time, one more time. Not gain。ね。Win or lose、no matter。ね、OK。ね。Change。こう。
Just no difference.
ね、もちろん、グーッと押せば押せる。なんで
One difference.
なんでっていうことになる。Something change。ね、彼が弱くなったんじゃないよ。
He didn't get weak, but something changed.
彼のバランスが変わったんで
His
す。
balance system changed.
わかりますか？立っていることっていうのは結構難しいです。
Standing is very difficult.
ちょっと気を失えば倒れますね。
Without thinking properly, you will not be able to, like robots, they collapse easily.
もちろん押されて立ち続けるってことは私たちの想像以上にいろんな力を使っています。
To be standing while even being pushed it's using a lot of functions inside your body.
もし彼にものすごい強い風、
Or if there's a typhoon or a big wind,
彼は気がつきますよね。
He'll notice
バランスを
that big wind,
変えて立ち続けようとすること。わかります？命を守る。
to protect himself, he'll change his posture.
けども人間の体は天才です。
But our bodies are more.
この風でも
Even the small wind.
はい、せーの。はい、せーの。
They're all leading. It did work. Just try and do it normally as well. Yeah, I'll get to push it further. That's really. There's a little change. Yeah, a minor change. Yeah. I do feel a minor change. Yeah.
Two muscles.
でもイメージをすると体にある全部の何千という筋肉を使ってイメージに近づけようと自動的にしてくれます。
The whole body, with your imagination, it affects, it changes.
だから使える筋肉の量が全然増えますの
So
で
that you can use more muscles
当然
as
強い。
usual. That's why, of course, he's stronger.
But ね、not like this。
Don't make it the down way. Break his arm. Break his arm.
必ず。
Make your hand is facing
なん
the
だね、そしてこの場所を確認して必ず
Find the arm here.
ね、セーフティーね、それで at first 頭で考えて thinking
First, you think, I'm not gonna lose. I'm strong. I'm strong.
very strong OK でも初めから強い人もいますよ
The first, some people might be very strong.
だけど違いが大切
But what is important, it's not about winning or losing, it's about what's the difference.
Next iron bar we change
Wow.
これは無理彼には技ができてしまう
Too strong, too strong.
ということを
Both of them get tired.
Then and then I change my mind. Say, excuse me. ちょっと待って彼は私のことに気づかれる。
He just gave up. because the mindset was different. Friendly vibe.
だけど、それならわかりますよね。どんな違いが感じますか？英語でよかったら。
最初と2個目の違い。
First time when he's pushing me, I don't want to get defeated. So I would fight back. But the next one, I just let it go.
That's it. That's it. 要するに、そしたら、まずは、正面にこの場に対する礼。もちろん心の中でありがとうとこの和室に対しておっしゃってみてください。
So to this room, without this room, we couldn't have this experience. So to this room, let's praise or let's say a good word. Appreciate this word.
In your mind is okay. Okay? はい、じゃあ、正座なりこう座ります。はい、keep straight, relax your shoulder, relax your neck, relax your mouth, close your eyes, breathing in, out, breathing out. はい、breathing in from your nose, breathing out slowly, breathing in, and stop, breathing out slowly. Listen to the farthest sound around here. はい、では、ね、場に対する礼をいたしましょう。では、正面に礼。では、最後に口に出して、ありがとうございますと。
So let's say it out loud. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございますね。じゃあ、そうやってお辞儀をして終わりましょうか。はい。では、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
したらどうかな。片手取りかな。一番シンプルな技ね。
もうシンプル。
向こう進み落としてパッと来て彼のオフバランスポイポイね。まあ大丈夫そうだね。He is very strong, stable. He is stable, but unstable. Okay? そこに I step forward and push. Okay? それでさっきの思い出 remember? Try to push is not effective. Okay? So ここで look at him, try to push him, very difficult. So I look at the wall, look at the wall, look at the wall, look at the wall. そういうことだ。で、もしくはパッパッね、倒れにくいのかな、そういったらパッね、disappear and then
はい。
and then どうしようか。あとはパッパッ、ね、大丈夫か。
大丈夫か。
パッあとはね、どうしようかな。みんなに言った。ね、ちょっと入れてみたからね、キースタイル、キーズ。はい。そう、あとは固定返しかな。じゃあ月にしてみようか。ここを彼はこうついてくるな、ちょっと練習。こう来るな、月が。そうするとこう来たら。こう来ました。こう来た。ね、こう来て。ね、こういうような感じかな。どうかな。あとはザギの一挙とかちょっとやっておくから。ね、ここでね、こういう部屋の中だ。
Inside a room.
ね、
When someone tries to attack you.
ね、ちょっとlike a sword、こう来るね。そうするとパッと来て、ドン。このままうつ伏せに押さえて、今アレストね。ね、こう来て、パッ、ここに、いやー、ちょっとね、ここで、これはこの手のひらが上だ。わかる？これでこうスクエア。Like this, he easy to remove. So ね、いうことだ。いうことでございます。 さあ、そんなとこからあんまやってんだ。大丈夫かな。よし。ありがとうございます。
Yes. Coming up next.
Here's the Pacific Ocean, the sun overhead, and there are boats.
Absolutely do not drop it.
This one is what it looks like. I like yours. Yours has got like square designs and everything. Here we are sat in the parking lot on a couple of stumps, just like they do in the old country.